The Hercules update has officially arrived, which means Hercules and Phil are officially moving into Dreamlight Valley. In order to unlock them, you have to go on a hero's journey and enter the realm, so I'm going to do a full walkthrough guide of everything you can expect to find behind the new door. Upon entering the realm, Phil is the first thing we see. The environment is dark and gloomy, and Phil makes it clear that it's not supposed to be this way. He'll ask you to investigate the fog and thorns. Through this investigating, you will find that using the power of moonlight and the goddess Artemis, you can break through the fog. Phil says that Artemis's headband will light the way. Conveniently, the headband can be fished from the pond right beside Phil. He says the headband isn't enough though, so we should find extra gifts for her. Given that she is the goddess of the wilderness, you can find natural gifts for her in the form of Greek flowers, clay, and sylvan wood. These can all be gathered within the explorable area. After presenting the offerings to Artemis on her pedestal, the headband will be empowered. Putting it on will allow you to clear away the vines. Next, you'll need to clear the path for Phil to get to the arena. Once there, you'll need to complete an obstacle course to activate moonlight beacons and prove to Phil you've got what it takes to be a hero. Interact with the starting line to start the timer. Then collect the coins, light the beacons, and clear the obstacles before time runs out. Some obstacles will require your pickaxe, so I'd recommend having it out at the start. Now that we've proven ourselves to Phil, we need to get through the rest of the fog to find Hercules. Along the way, you can open rocks to gather marble and orichalcum ore. Also, there's cheese on the ground for some reason. Spoiler, you'll need all of these things later. After lighting a few beacons, you'll eventually make your way to Hercules standing before 3 giant water spouts. He asks you to help him clear the spouts so he can get to the temple on the other side. He suggests asking Phil. Once you return to Phil, he tells you he thinks the gods are angry, but Artemis helped you, so maybe Hermes will too. He can make you boots that will give you the ability to fly, but you need to gather the materials to craft them, the boots themselves and the fallen Pegasus feathers. These can be found along the paths near Phil, but be warned they will try to run away from you, so you'll need to sprint and snatch them up quickly. On this same path, you'll also come across a green chest with a new furniture item, as well as the rocks holding the boots. You'll also come across a chariot bench surrounded by food. Pick up all the food, you'll need them later. After that, follow Phil back to the arena to place the items on Hermes' pedestal. Once you do though, nothing happens. Hercules suggests making a legendary meal to place as well. This is why we picked up all the food earlier. The last thing you'll need for this meal is Aegean Delights and a legendary goldfish, which can both be fished from the same pond you got the headband from. Then you simply need to cook the legendary meal for Hermes and place it on the pedestal, and the boots will gain his blessing. Now you just need to complete the obstacle course by sliding the large pile of stuff around and collecting all the feathers. You'll need to maneuver the pile into the center so you can use it as a bridge. Just be warned, the camera angles are a bit wonky here, and the swinging balls and slamming fists have larger hitboxes than you'd expect. So even though it may seem like you didn't get hit, it may still set you back. But once you get through the end, collect your prize and then use the pad on the ground to fly to the woods to meet up with Herc and Phil. With your handy new boots, you can fly through the storm without issue. Once there, you'll find a jumbled floor puzzle in need of solving. Interacting with the wooden posts will spin the circles. Your goal is to make the floor symbol match the lightning bolt symbol on the pedestal. You want the clouds to be on the same side as the pedestal. This will reward you with a stone bracers mold. To craft the bracers, you'll need materials. Hopefully you already have most of what you need simply by interacting with the things in the realm, but if not, Greek marble and orichalcum ore can be found throughout the forest, arena, and temple. The Hephaestus coals have 2 deposits right beside the temple, with 2 more being near the cooking station at the arena. Here you can also find another green chest that rewards you with a Greek hero column. Once you have all the materials, head back to the temple and use the crafting station to craft the bracers. Once again, however, when you place them on the pedestal, nothing happens. You'll all decide making Zeus laugh is the best way to earn his favor, so you'll need to head back to the valley to ask the resident daddies for some dad jokes. If you use the Hermes pad on the ground, it would take you back to the exit. Once you speak to Scrooge, Goofy, and Merlin and listen to their very dad-coded dad jokes, you can take them back to Hercules and tell the funniest one. I chose Goofy's. It was the best of 3 bad options. Using your gauntlets, you can empower your pickaxe to break through the rocks blocking the temple. You do need to hit each rock twice to break them. Once inside, you realize that someone has defaced the mosaic of the gods, and you must put it back together. You'll find the pieces scattered around the temple behind the rocks and vines. There's also a 3rd green chest on the beach behind the temple containing another Greek warrior column. Once you have all the pieces, reconstruct the mosaic just like the puzzles from Storybook Vale. And then you're done. You're the hero of the Hercules Realm and the temple is restored. All that's left to do is to set up a home for Herc and Phil in the valley, and I think we all know where that's going. Then Hercules will officially arrive in the valley. He'll tell you that to get Phil to come, you'll need to entice him with food. A 5-star meal will do the trick. But once you bring it to Phil, he'll tell you he's still worried about the mysterious trickster who defaced the temple. He asks for your help to look for clues. The clue can be found in the pool inside the temple. It's a spool of thread made of Dreamlight. You tell Phil about Dreamlight magic, and this is enough to convince him to come to the valley and continue the investigation. Before you leave though, make sure to craft the 2 items that are now craftable at the crafting table. The obstacle course plaque, with the medallion pieces you earned from the 2 obstacle courses, and the mythic muse's vase, with the vase shards from taking photos of all the paintings of the muses. If you missed the muses along the way, here are all of their locations. On the stone wall near the entrance, along the path to find Hercules the first time, along the cliffs right before you get to Hercules and the water spouts, on the rock face beside where Phil and Herc meet up after you speak to Hercules for the first time, on the temple column. Once Phil is settled in the valley, talking to Merlin will reveal that he has discovered a mysterious new door in the Dream Castle that could be related to the Realmweaver. Upon further inspection, the door has 4 item slots, one of which can hold the spool of thread you found. Returning to Merlin will confirm that this is a matter you must keep a close eye on, and will likely continue to develop as new villagers arrive in the valley. And that's all for today's video. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more Dreamlight Valley content. Hercules needs a proper home, so keep an eye out for a build video decorating Mount Olympus with all the new items from this update. Thanks for watching and see you next time!